I'm back. What's going on, guys? This is your boy Justin, back with another video. And you guys are getting to see a special thing that not everybody gets to see. You're getting to actually witness somebody getting addicted. Oh man, this whole time in between of the last video and this time, I'm like, man, I need to get off work. I need to head to the car store because I need to pick up another box because this is getting addicting. So I'm back. Hope you guys are enjoying the videos. I'm enjoying making them. I am enjoying opening these up. I didn't expect to enjoy ripping packs as much as I have, but once you start doing that and you start to see your collection grow and you get the little the different cards and you get to kind of notice how things are progress, and you see the binder. I'm up to 3 binders now. They're not full. I mean, obviously we just started, but I'm planning out how I'm going to structure things. So I've been buying a bunch of binders and planning a lot of different things out with the channel. So you guys get to witness this whole thing. So we're gonna get into this. I picked me up another box today, actually, because I wanted to come home and shoot this. But before we get into that, I'll give you a little update of where we're at. Last time we left off, we were at the Bartier or Barati. Listen, that like I said before, that the name of that restaurant will forever haunt me. It will forever haunt me. So whatever, we're past that now anyway, so it's all good. And we progress. Now I'm currently at episode 41, and we're well into Arlong Park. Now the thing about Arlong, right, is we learn, and spoiler alert, if those of you who haven't started your One Piece channel, I'll put your One Piece watch through. I'll put a timestamp to when we start the unboxing part, the ripping part. But as we do on this channel, I do a little bit of a watch through. Now, me personally, I'm way into the 1100s. A little bit behind where we're currently at, but I'm way into the 1100s. But I started doing another watch through just to prove a point to everybody who says that One Piece is way too long. I started over, and I'm giving myself, it's ambitious, but I am gonna try to finish this or catch back up by the end of this year. So we'll see how it goes. Work's busy. I do have a day job that helps fund this, but work's busy, so I have to work that in as I can. So where we're at currently, we're well into episode 41 now, so we passed it, but as we're getting there, right, so we got our backstory with Sanji and Zev and man, that it hits your boy right here. Like, whoever said that grown man can't tear up a little bit, nah, I wasn't balling. Like, no, like we're not. Hey bro, why you over here lying to these folks, man? You was rolling on the floor crying your eyes out, sucking your thumb like a baby. No. Listen, I promise I wasn't crying like that. All right, it was just a little bit of moisture, but we solid. All right, don't go too far. All right, he's always got something to say, but that if you know that whole backstory with Zev, and he sacrificed what he was known for a kid who he didn't even know. But the thing that drew him to Sanji was that they had the same dream, bro. And then he sent him to the other side of the island with all the food, and my man sat there for, I think it was 20 days and starved so that the kid can eat, because he needed Sanji to survive, because he had the same dream. And he said, my journey is over, but you're carrying on. You're basically carrying on my will. Which I as I'm thinking about that is the name of the OP-13 pack. But that is a through line through all of One Piece, but we'll get there. Trust me, we'll get there. But yes, so we get that moment, and so Zeph wants Sanji to eventually they defeat Krieg. We find out who Krieg is, and they defeat them. So Sanji doesn't want to leave because he feels like the old man needs him. But Zeph was telling Luffy that, hey, I need you to take him with me. But Luffy said, I can't do that because he doesn't want to go. So, that's it. He's my cook. I will take him, but he needs to tell me that he wants to go. So they concoct this theme where they are basically insulting Sanji's cooking. Long story short, we get a touching moment, and bro, when I tell you that, again, I know it was coming, but for some reason that just it just hits you here. It just hits you like right in this area. I'm pretty bitter and jaded, but at my age now, but for some reason that just like awakens something. But man, that scene where Sanji turns around and is like, Owner Zep, thank you for everything, and like everyone's there to salute him and give him respect. That just hits you, bro. It's so we go from that to, then we fast forward. Now we get a nice little backstory about Nami on where she came from. So Nami betrays the Straw Hat. Spoiler, but you're watching this, we're doing a recap, so it's not really a spoiler. So I'm true to my word. I'm not spoiling anything in the future. I'm spoiling where we're at right now because we're telling you what the story is. Yeah, but anyways, so Nami betrays them, steals the Mary, and takes it to Arlong Park, and that's where we transition into the Arlong Park arc, and we get a nice backstory about how Nami, as a kid, Arlong came to her island and basically enslaved everybody. They're not really working for him, but like they have to pay up tribute, and Nami's adoptive mother sacrificed her life because she didn't want to deny Nami. And so we find out that Nami had to slave, or basically work to pay off this debt to Arlong. And the amount I think he said the amount is 100 million berries. So for 8 years, she's been saving up all of this money to basically buy the freedom of all of the villagers. Meanwhile, all of the villagers are pretending like they didn't know what was going on because they didn't want her to give up. And it culminates in where she's about to pay Arlong back, and then Arlong, who's secretly working with a corrupt marine colonel. Arlong's biggest thing, he's a fishman, and his biggest thing is, I never go back on any promise I make that involves money, right? But in order to get around that, because he wants Nami to draw, she's a navigator, but she's also a cartographer, so she draws out she can draw out the islands and like create maps, which is and they're pirates, so that's vital. So Arlong sends the colonel to go and steal the money that she's been saving up, so that she has to pay him back again. And this brings us to, I kind of glossed over the story a little bit, because it brings us to the scene which locked me in completely. This is the scene that locked me in originally with One Piece, when Luffy, the whole time, Nami's stepsister was trying to, or foster sister, I guess she is, was trying to tell them the backstory, and Luffy said, you know what, I don't want to hear it. I don't care about her past. I don't care about any of that. She's my navigator, and I want her. So that's that. And so he just walks off, and he's just walking around the island. She's giving the backstory, which, you know, is kind of what I said. But Nami then is, you know, the villagers find out what happened, that you know, she lost all the money to buy their freedom, so they're ready to go up in arms against Arlong. But Arlong is, you know, immensely stronger, so if they try to, you know, throw the fade, they're all going to die. So she runs to try to stop them. They say, you know what, you've done enough for us. We're going, you know, we're gonna do this. We made up our mind. We're gonna fight. And, you know, she's trying to act like she's putting on a brave face, like, no guys, it's fine. I'm fine. It's all right. I'll just get all the money again. It's easy. I know how to do it now. It's not going to take me this long. And they told her, you know, Nami, stop. We got it. And Luffy's over there in the cut. Like he's over there just watching this whole thing. She breaks down and starts crying, because this whole arc, she's been telling Luffy, like, leave. What do you like? I don't know you guys like that. Like, I don't want anything to do with you. And she breaks down and grabs a knife because she has the tattoo, and she starts stabbing herself because, like, this guy basically betrayed her. So now everything that she's worked for is gone. And then when Luffy grabbed her arm, took his hat off and placed it on her head. Now, this is editing Justin here. I forgot to mention that this was after he was waiting for her the whole time to ask him for help, because she was telling him to leave the whole time he was on the island. Now he's waiting for her to ask her for help. So as soon as she did, that's when he stepped in. Like, bro, that is what locked. And then the music plays, and then he's like, let's go. And they go and do the squad up, and they start fighting. So now Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Usopp, who's, you know, we don't really care about Usopp on this channel. You know, it's okay. But those three are now fighting the Arlong pirates. So that's where we're at. If you haven't started One Piece at all, it's worth it. You know, I'm not here to try to convince anybody because it's my favorite anime, but I'm just saying that it is worth the effort if you're gonna go through it. So that's where we're at, guys. Let's go ahead and get into the unboxing. And here we go. So went back to the comic store, and I grabbed myself another box of the OP-16. Took the price off because we don't care about that. And we're just gonna get into it. Like I said, I've been thinking about doing these and unboxing again all week. You know, like I said, work is tough. I'm a blue collar guy, so I work outside. So in this heat that we got out here, you know, it's rough, bro. It's rough. So go ahead and admire this for a second. But we're making it through. I've been doing this for this is year 13 since I've been doing what I'm doing. So, you know, I'm used to it, but it does not take away from how hot it is outside. So we can get ourselves a little bit of relaxing and do our thing. We're gonna take it, bro. We're gonna take it. So here we go. See what we got. We still haven't pulled any. There's a couple things I'm missing. I've been looking. Like I've told you guys before, I am a still learning, but I have been going through the card list to see kind of what we got. We start with the right side always because we're right-handed. So we still don't have a couple things. Now, obviously, we would not be mad at one of the manga admirals. You know, obviously those are the big ones. But yeah, we're just gonna make this happen, bro. Let's see what we got. All right, let's move these a little bit. See what we got. We got Mihawk, Jinbei, and Quixote. So let me know in the comments, guys, if you are seasoned pros and you're just watching to see if anyone pulled anything else. Now, like I said, I am new. Got Kobe and Prisoners of Impel, so we'll keep those. Like I said, on this channel, we do keep all of the rares and above. That's just what I like to do, because this isn't just about, like I've said before, this isn't just about pulling and getting crazy hits. Like we don't put the price up of things. We don't discard packs. We're gonna go through and appreciate all of the art. Yo, we got another Mihawk. There's some other packs that have a Mihawk, like secret rares, I think, that we will we'll see what we can get. But I've said the goal now is I want to do a master set. Oh, Sengoku. He's one of like the decent admirals. You know what I mean? Hey, another ha, and a rare Luffy. But I'm gonna do a master set of all Zoros. So all of the Zoros that have been released, we're gonna do us create a master set, because as you can tell back here, Zoro's our favorite character here on this channel. So let me know where you guys are at. If are you collecting? Do you play the game? I do have respect for all the people who learn how to play the game. Eventually I'll learn, because I think it's interesting. I never was into that as a kid. You know, obviously when I was younger. I think I have a Sakazuki. I want to say yes. Let's get our sleeves out. But I want to say yes, I do have a Sakazuki. I'll have to check. But this is nice. Nice SR. Go ahead and put them in a top loader. Now, whether or not that's considered a hit to most people, don't matter to me. I like it. It's new, it's shiny, and we're adding it to our pack. So to our binders. So yeah. So where are you guys at? Are you collecting? Are you just watching? Do you play the game? Just let me know. What is everybody trying to go for? I mean, obviously everybody's interested in the mangas and stuff. The expensive cards, but yeah, I'm interested because I just want to collect, bro. That's me. That's me. But yeah, it's, what's interesting about going back through Buddha Sengoku. Okay, we'll add these. What's interesting about going back through as a watch through, you get to see a lot of the sort of the nuances and the things you watch you didn't catch the first time. I'm a little bit older now than when I first started, and I've watched a lot more different types of anime, but coming back from further along to these early episodes, and you get to see sort of the Marineford, and we have a Ben Beckman, another Z ha 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 ha, and a Don card. You get to see where everybody started. So what I can say that I didn't pick up the first time, right, is that I noticed that the only two, how do I put this? The only two who, before they met, the only two before we got to where we are at currently, who had their dream and I'm going to set out and do it so far, is Luffy and Zoro. Sanji had to be convinced. Oh, Jinbei. I don't think I have that rare as Jinbei. Sanji had to be convinced. I feel like that he wanted to be a brave warrior of the sea. Nami, we haven't gotten to where, I mean, it's not really a spoiler to say that she's gonna join the crew, but we haven't really gotten to where that's happened yet, and she says what she wants. But Luffy and Zoro are really the only two who came into this. I have this already. Are the only two that came into the story with their goals and dreams already intact. Like Zoro said, at the beginning, hey, I'm out here to find and fight this one dude because he's the world's greatest swordsman. Bet. Luffy is, I'm out here because I'm going to be king of the pirates. Bet. Everybody else has to be, I feel like, convinced or persuaded to pursue their dreams. I feel like Luffy and Zoro, if they never met, they would find a way to pursue the dreams. Would they reach their ultimate goal without each other? That's debatable. But I do feel that, hey, the Moby Dick, let's go. I do believe that without each other, if Luffy and Zoro never met, all right, granted, when we met Zoro, he was caught and he was about to be executed. So maybe if they didn't meet, that Zoro would have died. But barring that from happening, right? If Luffy and Zoro didn't meet, they would have each pursued their goals regardless. Usopp is a coward. We knocked our camera over. Technical difficulties, guys. Sorry. I don't even know when it knocked over, but we should be good now. But yeah, Usopp is a coward. I don't have any respect or love for Usopp. I really don't like him. I don't. And he doesn't become more lovable as time goes on. He doesn't endear himself. Like Usopp is useless. Now we want you, but we want you with the different design on your card there, homie. So we'll get there. We'll find him. Might be here. But Usopp isn't lovable. I don't care. I don't care what happens to him. He's just, it's annoying. I feel like he is, and if you're farther along in the anime / manga, you would kind of understand what I'm getting at. But he doesn't. There's no growth, I feel like, with Usopp. He's just there to be comedically afraid all the time, and I don't really care for him. If I had to pick a negative, it would be that. But without that, that being said, um, he would have been trapped on that island. He would have been trapped on an island, and with his little gang of kids, and never have pursued his goal to be and his goal is kind of generic. I just want to be a brave warrior of the sea. All right, cool, bud. But he would have never, by himself, gone to try to realize that. He would have just been stuck telling lies to Shorty in her room, and just lived off of that. Yo, let's go. That's cool. That is cool, man. Altar Secret Rare. Luffy. Let's go. You're going in the sleeve right now, sir. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Look at that. Damn, that looks good. Wow. And like with the other cards, I don't know off the top of my head what that's worth, or if it's even worth like a crazy amount of money. But that's not the point. The point is to get cool stuff and add to our collection, because we got to collect them all. That's the point. That is the point, sir. So yeah, Usopp would have been trapped. And then with Sanji, right? If Sanji had the dream, but no way to try to realize it until he met Luffy, he was going to stay and waste his life away on that. Now, granted, what he was doing, he's feeding people. He was with his adoptive father figure, and he was happy. Sanji had his life, but Sanji also had a dream. A major dream, which is what originally drew him to Owner's F. So even Sanji had Usopp didn't really have the dream until they all started spouting off theirs, right? Sanji had the dream, but no ambition to leave and try to make that dream a reality. It was let me try, because I've seen other people. See, no, that makes me nervous, bro. No. Or is it from here? Yeah, I don't know how to open these like that. So we're just gonna keep using the pull tab. That just trying to do that made me nervous. I don't know why these packs are so. Yeah, and I do watch other people who rip packs, and I'm like, man, they make it look so easy. But for some reason, right, it's not that easy. And I feel like I'm going to damage the cards. So maybe by video 100, I might be just popping them open. But until we get there, yo, let's go. The other Luffy. So is this same card, right? Same card. This is the alt art version of this. Here we go. So yeah, Sanji would have been stuck on that boat the whole time. Zoro would have were at least left to go and try to realize his goal. And then when it comes to Nami also had the dream, but she was trapped by outside forces. So she didn't have, she was basically not able to realize her dream where we're at in the watch through, she hasn't like officially stated what her dream is, but she wouldn't have been able to Imperio Ivankov. He has an interesting story when we get there. He does have a very interesting story. Weird dude. But very, very interesting story. You learn to like him a lot later. But the circumstances outside of her control, she's not able to realize her dream, but she does have a dream. But the only two without outside help who would have realized this are Luffy and Zoro. And then you can argue that Zoro is only able to realize his dream because Luffy saved him. But I still put him up there with Luffy because he was actually out trying to do it without help. You know what I mean? So that is you. Let's go. I do have this already, but we have two now. We got two now. So that's my breakdown of the Straw Hats crew so far. When we collect the other members, we'll update. But I'm able to see. Let's try the knife. This might be dangerous. You know what? That was clean though. Hey, that was clean though. Hell yeah, that was clean though. I think that's what we're gonna do now. When we find the other Straw Hats, as we go, we'll update that. But that's my breakdown so far. Borsellino, yay! Ha 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 ha. Altart leader. Altart leader. Massive tool. We hate Blackbeard with a passion, for reasons that will become evident once we get to the Marineford arc. But for those of you who do know already, we do not like him. We do not like him at all. We got beef with him. So, but anyways, yeah. I think this was a good decision to sort of go back, see where we were at in the beginning. Oh, we got another shiny back there. I think this left side's been the side with the hitters. And sort of just like look back and watch it with different set of eyes, because I'm not watching it now to learn the story. I'm watching it now to see what I missed and to see foreshadowing, because something Oda is extremely good at is foreshadowing. Like dude is a master. How much of it was pre-planned from, when Luffy popped out of the barrel to episode 11 whatever, to from there all the way, how much of it was already pre-planned or he kind of came up with as he went along, that I can't really tell you, because everything sort of just like flows and just works, so whether it was his plan from the beginning to have a lot of these story beats pay off the way that they do later on, or if he kind of just made them up as he went. And I don't know if he, that's one thing I haven't done is watched any interviews with him, or I don't even know if he's ever done any interviews where he's talked about that kind of stuff. Hey, Kimon. Yes, sir. Where he's talked about that kind of stuff, or what his thought process was, 15, 20 years ago when he was writing those arcs back then. But I would be interested to know, like, dude, how much of this, because you got to think, he's literally writing 3, 4, 5 times the size of even some of the longer animes back in the late 90s, early 2000s. The ones who actually had stories and fillers and all that stuff. Not this new flashy, I have no backstory main character, and 20 episodes in, now I'm fighting, the final boss. What is that? But anyways, he put a lot of buggy. That's a cool buggy. There's a lot of detail and interconnectivity that it makes you think that he did have a plan, or he could just be good enough to be able to just say, to go back and just tie things in afterwards. So I do believe that some of the larger beats, I hit the camera, sorry. Some of the larger beats were probably pre-planned, but a lot of the minor stuff, I just can't see this guy planning this stuff out, like it's almost too much to try to comprehend that he's been able to do that. But I mean, I'm not, if he was, then I'm not trying to take anything from him. It's really hard. It's really hard to try to grasp that. So yeah, I'm enjoying the watch through. I hope you guys are enjoying coming along with this on this journey with me. I'm liking it. I'm glad I decided to do this. The world and life is hard enough to where I should be able to just sit, collect shiny pieces of cardboard, and watch anime and talk about my favorite anime. You know, I have enough to work. We all got enough to worry about. Let's be real. To where our hobbies should just be that, our escape. And then, you know, we go back to reality after you're done. Now here, you know, this is what, 30 minutes where I'm just here, open up packs, talking into a mic. Hopefully you guys find this entertaining too, and you rock and vibe with me. But yeah, it's just relaxing to me. It really is. Kuma, Hancock, Magellan, Juju, Sengoku. We'll add him to the leader packs. Got another Marco and a Vasco shot. I don't remember this guy. Most of this whole time of battle is all of like the Marine Ford and / Impel Dawn, which, you know, where I'm at was, bruh, 500 episodes ago, 600 episodes ago, something like that. So, you know, it's the last pack. There's a lot of little details that I don't remember, but we'll get there again. And I get to see and meet a lot of these people. Oh, and speaking of, so this is Arlong, by the way. This is Arlong in Impel Dawn, but this is the same dude who is our main antagonist right now. Our boy Zoro. Let's see if we get any last pack love. Anything else shiny and new that we don't have? Jozu, Bonkov, Avista, and a Nami. Okay. A rare Nami. Alright. Let's go over what we got. We got our secret rare Buggy. We got our secret rare Keemon, which I think I have one of these. I have like 3 or 4 of this dude by now. Like, now that I think about it. This tool, the alt-art leader though. We do have this card, but it's still, I'll create a whole Whitebeard row if I have to. This SR Luffy, I want to say that this looks like there is a leader card that has this similar art that I've seen. I could be wrong. This one is dope. I'm gonna look this up and see how much, just, you know, for me. And I do believe I do have a Sakazuki. But so far, out of the ones we just got, this Luffy is my favorite. So there we go. Let's get it. Well into our way. This is gonna be a constant thing. I'm gonna try to do a new box every week. So hope you guys stay tuned and catch y'all on the next one. Peace.